the law of attraction, which I like to call the law of attractiveness. You cannot attract something to you that is not on the same wavelength and vibration as you, and frequency as they call it, as you. Now, what does that mean in simpler terms? Hi ladies, welcome back to the channel. I am Nina, and of course, if you are new here, welcome. It is always so good to have all you beautiful, pretty ladies on here with me. And today's topic, the top reason why some women are able to attract the good life and others cannot. That is what we're going to be talking about today. So sit back, get your notebooks. I've got my notes right over here. And it's Friday, so we're getting into this bubbly honey. And I'm going to go into this. It's really just one main reason that I've identified that I'm going to be sharing today. But before we get into this topic, ladies, when I say attracting the good life, I'm really talking about your definition, okay? My definition and your definition is not going to be exactly the same. And there's also degrees, right? Sometimes you are at a place that you have worked to be at for the past 6 months, year, 3 years, however long. So, and sometimes you get to that place, and while you're celebrating your arrival at this point in your life, you're also able to see how much further you still have to go. And that is a good thing, okay? The formula is the same. Whatever got you here pretty much will get you there, okay? You're probably going to tweak a few things, but if you are able to make significant changes in your life to get to where you are, then you pretty much have the formula that's going to help you to further that. So when I'm saying the good life, I don't want you to get into that comparative mindset of what other people think is good for them and what you think is good for you, right? We all know, or we should know, where we are in our lives, what our goals are, what it is that we're working towards, what it is that we need to work on, and so on. So ladies, please take this and put it, take what resonates and put it into your perspective as well. You really don't want to get into the trap of comparing your season with other people's seasons. That's the most unhealthy thing that you can do, okay? With that being said, if you have been struggling to move forward in your life in general, so maybe you're like in a rut, or you're not enjoying your life as much, or you feel you need to change and you just don't know how or what, and all of that kind of stuff, that's kind of an indication that you are not where you want to be, at the very least, right? And there are things obviously that you can do pertaining to work, to get yourself to the next level. But if you are a feminine woman, you know that most of the work is about attracting things towards you. Now, there are very many ways that you can do this, but for me, the easiest place to start is by being attractive. There are so many perks, ladies, and it may sound superficial, and I know half of you have clicked off already, and that's okay. The message is not for you. But there are so many perks, and the reason why being attractive gets you what you want is because the law of attraction. You cannot attract a better life to yourself if you're not willing to make yourself better. You just can't. And that is why I'm a big advocate for make sure, ladies, that you show up as your best as much as you can and keep improving, because you just cannot imagine the kind of impact that that is going to have on your life. And it's also going to have a huge impact on other people's lives as well, all right? Because we're all interdependent. So if you are one of those ladies that are struggling to attract certain things to you, you're struggling to attract men, you start struggling to attract money, you're struggling to attract opportunity, you're struggling to attract, just whatever you consider to be a good life, right? You're struggling to attract those elements towards yourself. You need to look at yourself and ask yourself, am I someone that people want to be around? Am I someone that people think about when they see opportunities or events? Am I someone that people want to be seen around? And that goes not just for how you look in terms of attractiveness, but your energy as well. You know, are you someone that people like being around? Are you someone that people want to be around? And this may sound very superficial, but it's so deep. Think about it. There's even a saying that says people do business with people that they know and like. I'm pretty sure there's a third one. And that goes mostly with how you make people feel about you. If you see an opportunity that's not necessarily for you, but a friend of yours springs in mind, the friend that you feel most positive towards is the one that's going to get the phone call from you saying, friend, there's a thing like this, like this, like this. But the friend that feels like, gosh, she's not even gonna bother, right? So it goes deeper than just how you look. Okay, even men, attracting men, a man can see you and think, oh, she's attractive, and then he gets to know you and he's like, oh my gosh. Or he may think, wow, she has such a great personality, but she just doesn't keep herself up. It's just a turnoff, right? You really cannot imagine the kind of impact that you have on other people until you step your game up. And that's what all my videos really are about, ladies. The more we step our game up, the more we attract things towards ourselves. You know, people want to be around people that are positive, that have good energy, that look good, that make them look good. You know, it's not always about who's physically attracted to you or romantically attracted to you, but that's just how it is. You know, people tend to be friendlier with you when you are attractive. And I'm actually going to link this to the law of attraction, which I like to call the law of attractiveness. You cannot attract something to you that is not on the same wavelength and vibration as you, and frequency, as they call it, as you. Now, what does that mean in simpler terms? That means if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't look good, if you're not putting an effort towards yourself, developing yourself, how you look, how you walk, how you talk, how you approach people, what your energy signature is, if you're not putting effort towards those things, you cannot expect other people to put effort towards you. You cannot expect people to want to help you. You cannot expect people to notice you. You cannot expect people to think about you when good things start happening around them. You cannot expect those things because you are not a match for those things. That is the law of attraction. If you want a happy life, you have to cultivate happiness within you. If you want a positive life, you have to cultivate positivity within you. Whether it's shining, whether the sun is shining, whether it's raining, whether you feel good, whether you don't feel like it, that's not even part of the equation, okay? You have to make the decision and the effort to bring within you, or to bring about inside of you, what you want to see around you. If you want to attract more money, you need to start thinking like somebody who has more money. There is nothing that turns a successful man off more than a poverty mindset. And that actually goes for men and women. Men and women that have a positive, abundant mindset when it comes to money, resources, life, all of that kind of stuff, they get turned off like this when they come across somebody who's got a negative, woe is me outlook on life, money, abundance, resources, all of that kind of stuff. So you cannot bring to yourself what you cannot bring out of yourself. That is the crux of this video. And that goes with attractiveness. I think that is the easiest place to start, you know, all of this stuff of like finding your true self and whatever, that's hard work. And, you know, makeovers is not going to take that away, but it's a very good stepping stone, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you want to do more of what makes you feel good, and you want to do more for yourself, and you appreciate yourself more, and you attract more goodness towards yourself. But if you're looking raggedy and, you know, crusty, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, you actually limit yourself, because a lot of human beings are superficial. And guess what? Human beings are the ones that give you opportunities. They're the ones that put you in circumstances and all of that kind of stuff. No man is an island. So it doesn't matter whether your goals are financial, business, career, personal, romantic, social. It doesn't matter. People have to facilitate those things as well. If you want a loan from the bank, people have to facilitate that process for you. If you are walking around thinking you don't need people, you're in for a very rude awakening, okay? Now, now I'm going to share a quick story time that's going to highlight this point for you, okay? And I'm going to share how femininity coupled with attractiveness can really move you ahead of the queue, literally, when you need it. And that's the kind of impact that as a feminine woman you are able to have, right? So this very morning, I had an incident where I had to go into the bank because there was something wrong with my bank account, right? And I was very frustrated because I thought I had sorted this out. Turns out it wasn't sorted out from the bank's end, right? So I wake up, I get dressed. I was getting dressed to go to work, and I was dressed up really, really nicely today. And, you know, then I had to do this. So I'm looking really cute, but I'm really upset, right? And what happens with me is, let me know if this is you ladies. I am one of those women that cry when she's upset. You know, the angrier I am, the faster the tears flow, right? And people think I'm sad or whatever, and it's just like I'm really frustrated and I'm really angry, okay? So I had all of those emotions going on this morning, and I worked myself up to a point where by the time I got to the door of the bank, I was already in tears. Like, I literally had tears flowing down my face. I could hardly talk. And, you know, the lady, she's like, oh, what's wrong? Can I help you, ma'am? I'm like, my things are frozen. I can't use my bank accounts, and I'm so frustrated because I was here a week ago and I thought this was fixed, and it's not fixed, and I have things to do, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And these were genuine tears because, like I said, when I'm really angry and frustrated, that's what happens. I don't shout, I don't scream, I don't throw tantrums, I cry. And she didn't hesitate. She didn't put me in a queue. She just, ma'am, please follow me, and took me straight to a consultant. And, you know, while they were figuring out, okay, who can help her, what's the nature of the problem, okay, this person needs to help her, let's go and call that person. I look in my bag, I don't even have, you know, tissue. That's quite embarrassing, but I didn't. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am, do you have a tissue? Well, of course, ma'am, of course, I'll go and get one for you. And she did. And I got help like this, and my problem was solved like this, and everything else that I needed to do, that I would have had to come back on another day to do, was done like this, okay? People that I found sitting in the queue, I left, they were still sitting in the queue. I was moved straight ahead, right? Now, this is to say that, you know, if I had showed up looking raggedy and crusty and I was crying, I don't think many people would have cared. Do you understand what I mean? But I looked really good and really put together, and I was upset. So everybody was fretting to help me. And even the guy that ended up resolving all my issues and helping me with everything else that I needed to do. He was like, oh no, don't cry, you're gonna ruin your makeup, da da da. And I was like, this is actually my angry face. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is literally my angry face. And you guys did this, da da da. But I was much calmer then, obviously, because everything was sorted. And he chuckled a bit and he was like, oh, that's your angry face. Wow. I wish more people had that kind of angry face, because it's easier to help you than, when you come in here screaming and, all of that kind of stuff. And that really, lit a bulb in my mind. The way that you come across, which is what I'm saying, that's how people receive you. I came across very feminine, even in my frustration, and he rushed to solve my problem, okay? If I'd come in and I was in my masculine energy and I was shouting and screaming and emasculating them and all of that kind of stuff, they would have been very resistant to help. They would have helped because it's their job. But like he said, it made it easier, even though I was hysterical, but I was crying. I mean, I wasn't wailing, but even though I was crying and it was a little bit unusual, but it made it easier for him to even want to help me and resolve my issue as quickly as possible. So that is a quick story time, a bit of a personal one, just to share with you ladies that, if you want to attract things towards you, you really have to position yourself in a way that people want to give you those things. Like I said, people give things. If it's romance, a man is going to give that to you. If it's a job, someone's going to hire you and sign that contract, right? If it's a business loan, if it's a business client, okay? If it's a friendship, it does not matter. People are going to give you those things, but they're not going to want to give it to you unless you have that degree of attractiveness. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you want videos on how to be more attractive on the physical sense, I can make more of those videos. I am actually uploading videos on different makeup looks. So if you want access to those, they are going to be unlisted, and I am creating my course or recreating it because I had a major glitch. So it's not that it's not coming, it's just really delayed, but expected, I would say maybe around October. Some of those videos are already available now. I will, once I've completed that first part, which is makeup looks, I will make it available for the ladies that want to purchase it. So do look out for that. I will announce that once it is complete, and I'll just add all of the other modules as I create them and make them available for you ladies. Okay, so that is coming. And ladies, this is YouTube. You can go down a rabbit hole of makeup looks and all of that kind of stuff. So you don't even have to necessarily wait for mine. Get your practice on, okay? It's very, very important, ladies. It can literally change your life, okay? I'm gonna leave you ladies over here. Let me get to this bubbly and this Friday, honey. I hope you have a good one, and I will definitely see you beautiful ladies in the next one. And remember to stay feminine. All right, bye.